Okay, the copy fax machine hasn't been working down at the station, so we are checking into that as far as where to get one. Because it's probably going to need a new one because it's really not working. It's going to cost, what they say, $100 to $200 to come and look at it. So, then, is there anybody here from the fire department tonight? Is there any need to bring it up this second?
Yes, yes, I believe so.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We met several weeks ago with the Mr. Nebel, the fire chief, and the board expressed to him at that time some concerns about the maintenance independently by the fire department of monies and accounts at the local bank. And at that time it was expressed to Mr. Nebel that the board wanted all of those funds turned in to the town board and a new account reopened in the name of the town board in which to deposit the fire department's funds. That we did not want independent funds being maintained out there, since the fire department acts with the approval and under the auspices of the town board. It was my understanding at that time, that meeting took place about 6 weeks ago or so, at this point in time, that those funds have not in fact been turned in, that account's not in fact been closed out, and it's my recommendation to the board at this time, because of the concerns that we have about state board accounts and this rogue fund, that Mr. Nebel either bring us proof within 7 days that that account's been closed out and those funds delivered to the town board, or in the alternative, he bring his badge in and give it to the town board president at that time. So it's my recommendation that we exert some authority here and require those funds to be turned in, or in the alternative, that he resign as fire chief at that time.
That's my recommendation also.
I would vote to convey that information to the fire chief, that that's in fact your pleasure, if that's what you're doing.
Make a motion type thing on it, or?
Just,
I make a motion that yes, that is, we give him 7 days to get the money turned over, or he'll have to resign as fire chief.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There's a complaint form about loose dog biting owner's dog. White and black, brown little dog, running and barking up in the yard and bit our dog in the back end. Anytime we walk, drive, or anything, the dog charges it like it's going to bite you or your dogs. When they were swinging my baby in our swing, and the dog came charging at us and ran off. Their address is 118 South 4th Street. Steve, do you know who?
This is the first I've heard of it. What did you say the address was?
118 South 4th Street. I believe it's right over here.
This is the wrong one again.
this is still not the right one. The complaint form? Because again, the complaint form has a procedural channel that it has to go through and ultimately end up with the town board. So.
The ones that put out there in front. What's the right ones?
Huh?
Those are the ones that put out there in front.
There's a chain of people that it goes through, so if somebody does in fact file a complaint, it doesn't get lost, that all the people that have to investigate the complaint have to sign off on it. The police have to say what they've done, by way of investigation, and it ultimately ends up, the recommendations or the action ultimately ends up in front of the town board. So,
You have to recommend what they do before they do anything about it?
pardon me?
Are you
No,
saying?
ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm just saying that if you file a complaint, that it has to be addressed by someone, either a police officer or street department or somebody has to investigate the complaint, make recommendations to the town board so that we can track where it's been so that we're sure that it hasn't just gone away. And so we're just trying to be able to track this. Okay, so we'll now, the complaint as it was filed concerning the dog, will now go to the town marshal, who will follow up on that, make recommendations as to what to do if he hasn't already done something, hasn't already resolved the problem, and then the town board member in charge of the police department will then review the actions and do something in terms of making sure that we've at least addressed the complaint.
Hey, what complaints do they have to fill out this way? Is what I'd like to know.
The thing about it is that you have a duty to enforce the town ordinances, okay?
Yeah, I understand that.
And
That's not where I'm going. I'd like to know if every complaint the citizen has, because that's a question I'm getting from citizens. That's the only reason I'm asking. Some citizens don't want everybody to know their business. And I'm not trying to cause a problem, I'm just, that's what I'm getting from some citizens, that they don't want to have to let everybody and their brother know that they've complained about their neighbor.
quite honestly, if they don't want to file a complaint with the town board, my perception is you should be filing a written notification that you've received the complaint and that you've made an investigation of it so that we know that it's been addressed. I think it's important here that you have some follow-up and some liability so that we know that if people do in fact contact you about something, I don't necessarily care that they come all the way down here to file a complaint, but if they do have a complaint, that you make an investigation of it and at least let us know that here's your findings and here's what you've done to resolve the problem and to comply with the law.
So he said he didn't even have that. So who got that? The town board?
Yes.
It's just now being read to give to the police department to
How long ago did
investigate.
it happen?
The problem I see with that, if that dog, for instance, that one there, if that dog is charging people and they bite someone, and that happened 2 weeks ago, we gotta wait for the town board before something happens to take care of this dog? Well, I mean, the marshal hasn't seen
These
it.
don't all have to be brought before the board. They should go immediately to the police.
Yeah, the marshal hasn't seen it, so he can't do
He hadn't
his
seen it,
job.
so it should go directly to him.
Right.
Right.
That's why that second page is supposed to be attached, okay? So that,
So they don't have to come, all complaints do not have to come to the board, they can go directly to the
no,
police
they're
department.
they're supposed to be going to them directly so they can investigate at the time. But again, we're just trying to have some tracking system here so that we know that all the complaints have been addressed and ultimately the resolution of those comes back to the town board, all right? I don't care whether or not you see every complaint, as long as you see that it's been addressed and that there's been some resolution or something that you need to get involved in to make sure that the
Right.
citizen complaints are being addressed.